It's hard to believe in love, so never let your guard down, 'cause I'll come back swinging. You walk, you talk like you've been around, way down, oh I can feel it. You scream, you shout, you let it out, make me a believer. How many lies do we have to hide when two wrongs don't make it right? How many times can I say goodbye till I get through to you? When time is running out and the dream is over, you need some time to figure out that what comes around goes around. You say you'll always be around somehow, oh I can see it. You scream, you shout, you let it out, you made me a believer. How many lies do we have to hide when two wrongs don't make it right? How many times can I say goodbye till I get through to you? Oh, won't you listen, try to make your decision. Is it better to follow you down? I'm caught in the middle, but I tried just a little. It's so damn hard. How many lies do we have to hide when two wrongs don't make it right? How many times can I say goodbye till I get through to you? And how many lies do we have to hide when two wrongs don't make it right? And how many times can I say goodbye till I get through to you? How many
You're just a target in a room full of people trying to sell a dream. Got what you wanted, but money fade fast like a summer fling. Was it worth it? It paid your fees, flew overseas. It made you believe in stolen dreams, someone else's fears. If you think about it, forgot how to breathe. Now the weather's clear. My dear, staring in your faces, dance with the mirror. Life is zero, no one's got it begin. Don't need a mask, go
Wake up 2 p.m. I don't know where we are. Looks like a cheap motel with our clothes on the floor. I don't know how we ended up here. And we've been flying high. Are we going too far? I got no cash left and I'm losing my job over you. But I don't care about that. But I got you close and kinda hoping that one day we'll get the rhythm of it. Yeah, 'cause no one knows if we're just jumping out the window, try to cling on to it. You got me holding on to something I know it can burn me down, but I don't care about it, 'cause I got you close and kinda hoping that one day we'll get the rhythm of it. I've been chasing you like the tail of a dog. I don't get no sleep when we kiss in the dark like we do. I just love the way it feels. Yeah, I know it's bad, but I can't resist. When I look in your eyes, I don't know what is real. All I know is that I could go anywhere, anywhere, as long as you're with me. Oh, I'm drunk and I know it, but I got you close and kinda hoping that one day we'll get the rhythm of it. Yeah, 'cause no one knows if we're just jumping out the window, try to cling on to it. You got me holding on to something I know it can burn me down, lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. She knows how to drive a truck, but she lets me pick her up when we're going dancing. My heart stops beating when my headlights shining on her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing with me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. She can let her hair down, but got her feet on the ground. I can't get enough of her. She can drive me so wild, just with that sweet smile, and there's nobody else for me. My heart starts racing every time I'm looking at her. She's my country girl. I couldn't tell you what she's doing to me. She's so damn out of my league. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. Guitar. Yeah. All right. Wouldn't lie to you, doesn't matter what I do. She's got a hold on me. Ha. She's a little bit crazy on the weekends, dancing in her red dress, and I love the way she looks in my eyes. And I'm feeling like midnight's getting closer, and I just wanna hold her in my arms till the sun comes up. She's a little bit country, yeah, she's my country girl. She's a little bit oceans apart. I gotta find peace for my heart. Oh, there's no reason to fight this pain. Sailing stormy rivers, I can feel you shiver. What if this could last forever? Babe, you got me on my knees. It's never wrong when you're still
You weigh me down. You don't care, no one measures up to you. One day soon you'll taste that medicine of yours, and karma will hit you hard. Oh, it's about to blow up in your face. Hella, yeah. Excuses causing bling want me to blame. Give me a break. You're hella fake. Go back to being nothing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Gotta do what you do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Gotta do what you do. Late nights with sick buffets, that's you. Another smooth ride and a brand new chick. What a trick. Fireworks on a first date. Your act is getting old. Oh, it's about to blow up in your face. Hella, yeah. Excuses causing bling want me to blame. Give me a break. You're hella fake. Go back to being nothing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Gotta do what you do. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Gotta do what you do. Oh, it's about to blow up in your face. Hella, yeah. Excuses causing bling want me to blame. Give me a break. You're hella fake. Go back to being nothing. Go back to
sound of the breeze carrying us away. Dust in the rear view, free as a bird. This is our time, no matter what they say. Every mile behind only brought us here. Now the road is clear. Shotgun ride on my Friday night. Sunset fire burning in our eyes. Let's leave the past in the past and deal with it another day. All we got is this open road. No plans, just a cranked up radio. Ain't promising forever, ain't no end in sight. Girl, I'm loving the ride. Can't you feel this is real, you and me? Nothing in our way. Baby, we were born to run. Take the back road, let's make a great escape. Cause this life moves fast and we can't stop time. So put your hand in mine. Shotgun ride on my Friday night. Sunset fire burning in our eyes. Let's leave the past in the past and deal with it another day. All we got is this open road. No plans, just a cranked up radio. Ain't promising forever, ain't no end in sight. Girl, I'm loving the ride. No matter where we're going, don't matter what we do, long as we got each other, just me and you. Shotgun ride on my Friday night. Sunset fire burning in our eyes. Let's leave the past in the past and deal with it another day. All we got is this open road. No map, just the stars to light the road. Ain't promising forever, ain't no end in sight. Oh, nothing lasts forever, but we can sure as hell try. Girl, I'm loving the ride. far side of town, sharing a dream with anyone. She's made it through heaven, she's made it through hell. It's just another story to tell. Have you ever felt you're missing the dream? Have you ever wished your life was like the movie on the screen? Filled with heartbreaks and fights through Hollywood nights. Making up a bar queen on the phone in the great big boulevard, the place she belongs. It's just another story she tells. Have you ever felt you're missing the dream? Have you ever wished your life was like the movie on the screen? Filled with heartbreaks and fights through Hollywood nights. Through Hollywood nights. Through Hollywood nights. I didn't think it's what I wanted. I had it all figured out. Then you came, turned everything upside down. Now you're all I think about. Know you got me going crazy, because my mind is filled with you. Oh, I've been dreaming about you every day, and I don't know what to do. Baby, I don't wanna stop, no, I wanna reach the top with you. With you, I just wanna lay your body down, hold you close until the end of time. Even if the sky was falling down, even if my heart breaks.
Shit, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know. Just somebody put a quick period or something in there. I got something important to tell you guys. Shit, I forgot to tell you guys this. Shit, I'm sorry. Let me know if you can hear me. Somebody put a period in the chat or something. Come on. I have big news. I wanted to make sure that I told you guys this. Hello? Hello? Alright. So I put a picture up the other day, a post about a dog that I was going out to do a search and rescue on named Coors. And everybody was like prayers and all that, which was really cool. I told the guy about it. I'm like, man, everybody's, thoughts and prayers out to you once you find your dog. He messaged me today. He's like, we found the dog. I was like, dude, that is so awesome. I was like, man, it's me. I was like, dude, that is so awesome. I said, my people have been just like vibing for you, prayers and thoughts and everything ever since this happened. I said, my people do not forget, when somebody loses a dog, everybody's all in on this for you. They really care about you and they think about you. We all understand that. So I just want to let you all know that the dog was found. Coors was found. He was found today, and he showed up at his friend's house, and the guy messaged me, and then his mom messaged me and let me know. So I just want to let you guys know that Coors is safe. So a happy ending to a search and rescue mission. I wish I could have helped him out more because, I tried to go up there with the drone, but what happened was, I'm going to put this in my face for a minute, man. Watch out. I'm gonna put this up in my face because I'm good looking like that. All right, there we go. So what happened was hey Paul, man, it's good to see you. Yeah, that was good news. I know it, man. I know it, Edward. It's good to see you, buddy. Edward's the OG, man. Oh shit, we gotta turn the air conditioning on in here. I gotta watch my mouth, man. I got my FAA license for flying drones, so I have to adhere. Well, I mean everybody does, but especially me. I have to follow the FAA regulations when I'm flying a drone. And so when I was out there Monday, was it Monday? Yeah, it was Monday. When I was out there Monday with my drone, I thought I was about 7 miles out, and usually there's a 5 mile restriction around the air base. But I think DJI who makes the drone, had a geo fence up for about probably 6 or 7 miles, because I got a warning as soon as I popped that drone up to go look for that dog. I was able to look a little bit, but the camera just wasn't giving me the detail I needed, because we're up here in high desert. I'm just hanging out sorry about that, guys. So up here in high desert, it wasn't giving me the clear fidelity I needed to look in underneath those trees to see if that dog was tucked up in there. But fortunately, doesn't matter. The dog was found. He's safe. Showed up at his friend's house today. I got a message. I'm like, man, I told the dude, I said, man, I can't wait to tell my people. I said, they're going to be really happy to hear about this, because I said, that's the first thing I did. Thank you, El Joe Dare. Thank you, man. That's a Mercedes Benz. The dude's he's got some Mercedes going on there. Good for you, bro. So anyways, I just wanted to update you guys on that, because we try to, I think we're all pretty good about that. And if anybody here hears about something like that, email me and we'll get it posted, so that people can be aware of it. And there's somebody from, I think that's Korea. Paul, what's up, man? Paul, I haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, buddy? It's been probably a couple days. Somebody from Korea or China came in and said hi. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I know, that's pretty cool. Hi, Edward. Now, Edward, are you ever gonna get off your? Well, Edward's a hardworking man, so I can't say Edward to get off your lazy butt, because no, Edward works his ass off. Are you gonna ever hit me up on that contact form, Edward? I got a question for you. I got a serious question. You ever gonna hit me up on that contact form? Life's treating you good, Paul? I always appreciate. It's always good to see you pop in, Paul. Thank you very much. Everybody keep Big Irv in your prayers. I haven't heard from Big Irv in a while. And oh my gosh, there's that guy who come in from down in Florida. And Stormy, we haven't heard from her in a while. Debbie popped in last night. It was good to see her. Guardian Angel, she's around here, floating around here somewhere. Haven't seen Callie in a while. Gosh, who else haven't we seen? I thought I'd pop on here real quick and say a few things to everybody else. You gonna email me, Edward? Edward ain't gonna answer me. Edward don't answer me. He just hits the heart button. Edward don't talk to me. He talks to you. He talks to Spirit, but he don't talk to me. There we go. Look at that. A big old fatty. All right, I'm gonna start the music back up. There we go. Oh, we got. Oh, that softball queen. She was in here last night. She was in here complaining about getting put on restriction and all that. And I'm like, softball queen, just shut up, man. Sometimes, as cool as that kid is, she just needs to drop a little bit of the diva. There we go. There's Spirit. Oh my gosh. Spirit, now I got to get out here. There we go. All right, we got a jam, man. We got jam. We got some good music going on tonight. Spirit, we got to move up. We got to jam. All right, let's jam, gang. You guys ready to jam again? Edward, www. Oh my gosh, Edward. Oh my gosh. Spirit. I got something I got to send you, Edward. No, it's nothing bad. It's just I have something I want to send you. It's kind of what? You'll see it, Edward, when you get it. Nothing bad or anything like that. Let's see here. We gotta get the music jamming again, Edward. I gotta turn the music back on because I'm just feeling.
Generations of hate, sick and tired of waiting. Nothing will ever change here. All is destined to be. We will not ever be free from this prison you built here.
Oh, I wanted to address that subject that Mrs. Hummingbird. It's good to see you. I've seen you before, Miss Hummingbird. I wanted to address that issue about shooting down a drone. Totally understand it. When I'm out flying my drone, I'm going to put the phone back on me since I'm the one running my yap again real quick. Oh, don't need to show off my chest. All right, there we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so shooting down a drone. Not a good idea. Here's why. It's considered by the FAA, it's considered to be an aircraft. It's a legitimate aircraft. So what you do is you call the police, photograph the drone, if you can, photograph the pilot, explain what's going on. First Amendment says they can fly over your property. That's just the way it is. Airplane can fly over your property, a drone can fly over your property. I'm sure those laws are going to change in the future, but for right now, that's the way it is. Now, if you go up to a drone operator, this is a very important distinction. You guys need to listen to this. If you go up to a drone operator, when that drone operator is flying that drone, he is considered what they consider him to be is what's called a pilot in command. So he's a pilot in command, and he's in charge of flying an aircraft. Even though it's remote, he's watching that screen. He's still in control of that aircraft. So if you interfere with that pilot when he's flying that aircraft, whether it's recreational, whether he's an FAA licensed pilot, if you interfere with him, he has every right and actually almost a responsibility to contact the police and let them know that you have committed what could be considered a safety violation. And you could face, I don't know if it's criminal charges, but at least penalties for interrupting a flight operation. So that is something that a lot of people don't realize. They think, oh my gosh, there's a drone over my property. They're violating my privacy. They're violating First Amendment rights. They're violating all this stuff. The FAA doesn't care. The FAA will sort that out with the pilot. The FAA, all right, Edward, we'll see you, man. Take care, buddy. The FAA is going to deal with that with the pilot. If I'm a pilot, FAA, let me give you an example. And I go down, I pop my drone up right here at my house. My drone is within what's called or if I go down the street, I'm not quite within the zone. But if I go down the street, let me say I go down the street, 5 blocks, and I pop my drone up, I'm in a restricted airspace. So if I do something illegal, I get fined by the FAA for it. So the FAA, unlike the police, are they take their job very seriously. And so if you report somebody who's doing something illegal with a drone, if you report it to the police are mandated to report it to the FAA. And the FAA will crack down. They're very serious about that. So that guy who shot down the drone, what he did is he shot down an aircraft. He did not shoot down a drone. He shot down an FAA certified aircraft. And so when you shoot down an aircraft, it'd be like shooting down a Cessna plane. You know, it'd be like shooting down a 737. You're shooting down an FAA certified aircraft. And when you shoot that aircraft, you don't know where it's going to go. You don't know what's on board that aircraft. You know nothing about it other than the fact that it's a drone. Now, okay, let's look at the common sense side of it. You look up, you see, a little disc, whatever, small size. You can pretty much, that's a camera drone. But according to the FAA, it's still an aircraft. So, citizens who see that and go out, if the guy's shooting a drone down with a shotgun, that's the drone pilot's fault, technically. As far as I'm concerned, that's bad ethics. That's bad drone ethics. I even go out in the country and technically I could fly over farmland. I don't because I respect the farmers. Technically I could. And that's wide open space. We're talking 60, 70, 80 acres. I just don't do it. I could, but if you got a guy who's flying a drone like Mrs. Hummingbird is talking about, flying a drone down close enough where a guy can shoot the drone down with a shotgun, the drone operator needs to be questioned as well. Why was that drone that close that that guy could shoot that drone down with a shotgun? Why was that drone still enough that you could shoot that drone down with a shotgun? Because when I fly my drone, man, I can fly that thing fast. That thing can get cooking. It's as fast as a clay that somebody would shoot with a shotgun. So if that thing was hovering where he could shoot it down with a shotgun, most likely that guy was, antagonizing the guy with the shotgun. So there's two people who should be looked at for violations there. The guy who shot down the aircraft and the guy who's in charge of the drone. Does that help out? Does that help out, Mrs. Hummingbird? I don't know if you had any questions on that. I kind of went off on a rant, but I think it's an important one, And I hope that the FAA does come in. It's a tricky rule. It's a tricky rule because you go anywhere around a neighborhood, you go to your neighborhood, and you look around. Everybody's got the doorbell cameras. I've got mine. I've got security cameras on the house. I've got security cameras out there for the dogs. So everybody's looking at everybody. Now, the only difference between a drone and a security camera, well, there's really not too much, except that a drone is more mobile. A security camera is fixed. But, it's eyes on is what it is. It's just, it comes down to the fact that it's an aircraft. And the other thing is that you can attach thermal imaging to a drone. If you get into bigger drones, you can attach flamethrowers. You can attach all kinds of different accessories to a drone that would enable you to, well, we're seeing concerns, the FAA it's not the FAA, FCC just banned Chinese drones for a reason. And they banned the Chinese drones because they're concerned with, the technology that can be used on the drones, to threaten our security. Because those drones can carry so many accessories. The information that the drone gathers can be sent back to a data center. So, there's a lot more than just First Amendment rights that goes into that. There's also a lot of pilot responsibility. It's up to the pilot to use, gosh, I hate to use these big words, but to use discernment, judgment about what it is that they're filming, where they're pointing their camera, because I'll give you an example. You could be out over the harbor in San Diego, flying down the middle of the harbor. I'm just using this because I've been in that harbor, and you could get up in downtown San Diego and you could turn the drone to the right and you could be looking straight at an aircraft carrier and take all kinds of pictures. You could center the drone again and then turn to the left, and you could be looking into somebody's hotel room and watch them, taking a shower, doing whatever. So, there's a lot of stuff coming down the pike as far as, how to handle drone privacy rules, a lot of things that need to be addressed, and I think the FAA needs to do it. And I think that guy with the shotgun was probably some kind of neighbor dispute, is what I'm thinking, or private investigator got hired. There was something there, somebody was doing some shady stuff. But yeah, you just can't go blasting a drone out of the sky just because you're You know, it could be a law enforcement drone doing reconnaissance. You never know. You know, well, that would not be a good thing if you're, you know, if you got a reconnaissance drone up there that's got thermal imaging on it, and let's say that your neighbor's doing a illegal marijuana grow, and they're looking at that illegal marijuana grow, and you go and shoot that drone down. Not a good idea. That's why you're better off calling the cops. So yeah, that's my thought on the deal. You know, just my personal opinion. I'm not the FAA. I don't, you know, I can't speak on behalf of the FAA or any companies or law enforcement or anything like that. I'm just giving my personal opinion. My personal opinion on what I would do. I would not ever pull a gun on a drone. I'd just call the cops and let them deal with it. Why does the government prohibit drones in the national forest parks? Well, that's a good question, and I think that let's role play this out. Let's role play this out. So, because I actually go up and I fly. When you watch that video, if you watch that video of me with the dogs, Mrs. Hummingbird, I'm up next to what's called a wilderness area. So, national parks, wilderness areas, wildlife refuges, wildlife sanctuaries, all those places are off limits according to the FAA. And let's think about this for a minute. If you're out there, let's say that you're out in a national park, okay, let's say where all the stupid people go, to Yellowstone. I love watching those videos. I'm sorry. People go up and they stick their face in the face of a buffalo. You deserve to get headbutted. But let's just say that you're oh, come here, buddy. Come on. Come on over here. Oh, your dad. I know. Get over here with your dad. Let's just say that you're at Yellowstone National Park, and you're out there for the day with your family, and you're having a picnic, and you're watching the elk or the deer or whatever, enjoying the peaceful, you know, you're an American citizen, you pay for this park. And so you're out there, you're enjoying a peaceful afternoon, having a picnic. You guys have driven 800, 1,000 miles to be here, right? And all of a sudden, some jackass, some teenager, comes flying in there with a drone, zipping around, buzzing around your whole picnic. And you guys just drove 800 miles to have a picnic. This is your park. You pay for it. You're a taxpayer. You pay for the rangers. You pay for the park. You pay for the maintenance. You pay for the serenity. You pay for the beauty. You pay to keep that park as nature intended it to be. Everybody should be able to go out and enjoy the peace and serenity of that park equally. So you don't, the bottom line is, you don't want some jackass getting in there with a drone, with a Cessna, with a Lockheed. Nobody's allowed to fly over those national forests. Or I'm thinking that you're talking about like Crater Lake National Park, Yellowstone, the Grand Tetons. That's what I think you're talking about. But it also applies to like up here where you saw that video filmed. I was out there by Mountain Lakes and Sky Lakes Wilderness area. I was out there on the border of it, but I did not fly into it. It's a very beautiful area, but you don't fly into it. And I would never go up in there and fly a drone in that area, because people go up in there, they go up in there to backpack, they go up in there to be with their horses. They go up in there to enjoy nature as nature's meant to be enjoyed. And there should be places where technology does not exist. You know, somebody wants to take their Starlink up there or whatever, that's their business. But they shouldn't have to be worried about listening to the sound of technology, drones, whatever, when they're, you know, when they're out in the middle of the wilderness, out in the middle of a refuge. You know, they don't want ducks and geese and stuff being disturbed when they're doing, you know, when they're mating. You know, they don't want eagles being disturbed, things like that. So, you know, there's a lot of responsibility that goes with flying a drone beyond just, you know, popping that thing up in the air and taking some pretty pictures. And that's where I think that the battleground is with drones right now, beyond the security problems that are taking place with the FAA and the Chinese drones, is where's the limits of privacy versus pilot responsibility. So I hope that helps explain it. You're in a picnic, Yellowstone, a drone pops up. You can't make the drone go away. So, no drones in the parks, I think it's a great idea. I think it's a wonderful idea. Oh, be quiet over there. What's wrong? Who do you see out there? Huh? Oh. Denali? Oh, I gotta get my cushion out. I'll sit here and chat with you guys for free. Oh. Spirit, you gonna come over here? So, I hope that helped answer your question there, Mrs. Hummingbird. Denali, get over here. Hey, get over here. Come here. Yeah, you're gonna knock your damn fan over, Denali. Come here. Come on, Spirit. Simple girl. Boy, somebody's in the mood tonight. You know what? You guys hear her barking. You guys notice I'm not stopping her? I got a large guardian breed for a reason. Come here, girl. Hey. What's going on? What's she barking at, buddy? What's she barking at? Yeah, I know I tend to over-explain. Hey, Max. Denali, come here, girl. Come here, girl. Come here. Simple girl, thank you for ordering that cup. That meant a lot to me. First cup I sold. Hold on, I got to get her and find out what's going on. Hey. Hey. Come here, girl. Come here. Come here. What's going on? You all right? Somebody in your backyard? Somebody made her mad. Somebody made her mad. What? This is your property. It's your property. I ain't going to tell you what to do. I ain't going to tell you what to do. Yeah, you know, there's a... You know, if I'm out doing... Hey, shut up. Come on, Denali. Come here, girl. Come on. I don't like to tell her to shut up. Because she don't bark unless somebody... Denali! I got to go see what she's growling at, guys. Oh, something pissed her off. Come on, Spirit. Let's go. What's going on, girl? What's going on? Hey. Spirit. Oh shit. Oh. Well, you guys know how I feel about... I'm sitting here live streaming like I'm some damn authority. You guys know how I feel about unleashed dogs, and there's some woman walking up the street with an unleashed pit bull. Oh man. I tell you, walking up the street, got a baby strapped on the front of her. She got an unleashed pit bull. It's like she got two dogs. The pit bull's unleashed. The poodle had a leash on it. I mean, they're getting ready to go up the street right now, and there's another neighbor over there that's got a pit bull. I'm listening to this thing. I'm waiting to see this thing go sideways. It's going to happen real quick. Leash your dog, people. I'm telling you, leash your dog. You guys are going to get out there. There's a nice looking pit bull too. There's a really pretty white with a brown spot. Really nice looking dog, but I could tell just by looking at him that he's really aggressive. You know, he's a really aggressive pit bull. Got his ears cut and everything. And she's got the baby strapped to the front of her, and I'm like, man, if another dog comes out and this thing goes sideways, you got that baby strapped to the front of you, your pit bull's going to be in a fight. Because this took place right behind me. Right across the street, we got another pit bull over there. And so if those two get in the mix and she's got the baby strapped on the front of her, you can only imagine what's going to happen there. People just don't think these things through. I'm telling you. Huh, Denali? Is that what you're pitch? That's what she was pitching a fit about. Is we had a pit bull out there. Come on, girl. Come here. Come on. She's probably looking out for Spirit too, because she watches over Spirit pretty good. You know, with Spirit being in a fighting ring and everything, he doesn't take too well to watching pit bulls walk up and down the street. Yeah, you know what? I wish you'd you and your big fat green beans. I'm telling you, man. Irish, you're funny, man. You're all right. What's up with the big fat green beans, anyways? Simple girl. Yeah, I haven't put one up for Spirit yet. I haven't put one up for Spirit. You know, I'm not gonna get into to the specifics of it, but you know, when I went and made the merchandise, and I hope people don't take this the wrong way. Please don't take this the wrong way, because it's mostly people who, you know, are hardcore followers who are watching this right now anyways. Instead of just dumping anything out there on you all so that you guys could have some merch, I went and set up a store with the company that I'm using, because they had top quality products, they had top quality printing, they had top quality hats, top quality shirts. You know, they cost a little more, but I wasn't gonna dump junk on you guys. Number one, because you guys are gonna get this in the mail and you're gonna be like, this is a pile of crap. I don't want this. You know, I don't want to do that to you guys. And I also, you know, that's my brand. I don't want, you know, my dogs going out there on half-baked T-shirts, you know, from some chop shop in, you know, the back mountains of China. So I went and I found the store, and then I'm like, okay, well, you know, I love my people, Irish, Simple Girl, Guardian Angel, everybody. So I went to a designer, and I'm like, okay, this is what I want you to do. You know, I want you to be able to do this, that, and the other thing. So we got everything set up. So there was investment involved. Hey, Uncommon Woman. There was investment involved on this end to make sure that the product that you got on your end was of a good quality, so that when you got that, when you get that coffee cup in the mail, Simple Girl, I don't want you to get a coffee cup. I want you to get an experience. That's what I want. I want you to get that box just like I did. I mean, seriously, same feeling that I had. I get up Monday, I go to the door, and there's a box sitting there, and I open it up, and my hat's in there. My hat, my brand, my hat. That was an experience. That was an experience that was not created just by me. I mean, I could go out, you know, I could go on the computer, I could draw something up anytime, put it on a hat, order it in. But for me to open that hat, it was like I was opening an experience, because the experience was all about my first video. It was about, you know, Irish Cream and Guardian Angel becoming moderators, meeting Simple Girl, meeting Uncommon Woman, meeting Nened, meeting Edward. You know, there was a lot more to opening that box than just, you know, just getting a knife out and cutting it open. There was a whole lot to that. And so I had that experience as well. So when you guys get that box, I want that box, when you open that, I want that experience to be a positive experience. I don't want you to open it up and pull out some $2 Chinese t-shirt, you know, that falls apart in your hands. So, you know, the reason I say this is I put, you know, what I felt was the appropriate investment into the product before I released it. That's why I ordered it in myself, looked at the cup myself, looked at the hat myself, to make sure that it was of good quality before I ever let you guys, you know, be able to have access to it. You know, Simple Girl's ordered. I think that's awesome. You know, she placed the order. She was the first one to place an order. That was amazing. You know, I mean, for me, it's not so much that was like a victory or anything, because when I started this channel, I just started this channel to make videos of my dogs. You know, just hang out with you guys, make videos of my dogs. You know, I never saw it reaching this point where people would want merchandise of my dogs, merchandise of, you know, a logo. I noticed that none of you asked for me to be on the coffee cup. None of you said, Dave, we want your picture on the coffee cup. No. See, y'all got quiet real quick there too. See, I know. Nobody said, Dave, we want your picture on a coffee cup. Nobody said, Dave, we want your picture on the back of our shirt. You look like Brad Pitt. Nobody said that. See, y'all got quiet, didn't you? But anyways, so Denali was the test mug. I know that, you know, Guardian Angel was a big part of being behind that, because I kind of gravitated towards her comment on the first post when I put the test mug out there. Shut up, Guardian Angel. When I put I know it wasn't. The reason it wasn't, Simple Girl, is because I wasn't going to put it out there yet until I had a picture. I had a quality. I had the chance to do quality control and look at the physical cup of Denali. The other thing is, you know, when you do photography, you know, on your phone, the pictures come in different sizes. And when I've taken pictures of Spirit, they haven't been in a format that's going to look good on a coffee cup. So I want to get you good photos. I really want to get you good photos. You know, the ones that we've done with the splash. Shut up. Boy, they're still out there. The ones, come here, Denali. I'm trying to talk over here. The ones we did with the, hold on, Denali. Hey. Come on, girl. Come on. Come here. Come here. There you go. Come here. Come on over here and say hi to everybody. The ones I did with the little brown splash behind both of the dogs, those mugs are going to be released to the general public. That's going to be released to the general public. I haven't gone out and really done any promotion. I did the post that I did, that doesn't go all over YouTube. That post that I did that all of you saw, Guardian Angel, Simple Girl, Edward, that post only goes to you guys. It does not go YouTube wide. It does not go social media wide. So that cup and that hat, nobody else knows about. The only ones who know about it are you folks. And that cup and that hat are not priced for quote unquote. I'm letting you guys in on the inside scoop here. Okay, I'm just, you know, because you guys are like core people. That cup and that hat are not priced for like what they would call content creator retail. That cup, if you were to go to another content creator's website, that cup would probably, I've seen some content creators charging like $30 for that cup. And I'm like, no, I ain't going to do that, because they're optimizing their channel for profit. You know, they're living off of that. You know, I'm never going to do that. You know, I've seen people out there who are charging, content creators who are charging $75 for a hoodie, you know, because they're maximizing it for profit. And those guys, they can kind of justify that, I guess you could say. You know, you got somebody out there who's charging $70 for a hoodie. You know, that's an Under Armour quality hoodie. But I'm just kind of giving you guys the logistics and the thought process behind it. But when I released this mug, this particular mug, I didn't advertise it. So if you guys want it, go get it. You know, I've already got other plans. Guardian Angel, Simple Girl. I've got other plans for stuff behind the scenes, you know, that's going to take place later on. I already told Guardian Angel and Irish Cream and a couple other people, you know, that there's you know, stuff coming down the road. You know, I'll back channel you guys on that stuff. You know, that's why I'm trying to get Edward to. You guys get on Edward next time you see him in here and tell him get off his lazy ass and email me, because there's stuff coming. But those designs, the ones with the splash, those are going to be priced a lot differently. Those are going to be priced for the public. And those are probably going to be released when I get around 3,000 hours of watch time. That's when I'll release those. I think Believing in South Carolina, somebody was asking about t-shirts. Again, I showed you guys the mock-ups of the t-shirts, but until I have that t-shirt physically in my hands and I can look at it and make sure that the quality of that t-shirt is what I want, I'm not going to release t-shirts. I'm not going to do that. You know, every single one of you who's here in the chat right now, you built this channel up. I want you to have a good quality t-shirt. I want you to have the best that I can possibly give you. And when I put these t-shirts out, I have two choices. I can choose low quality, low price, or like not low quality, but you know, I guess mid-tier, mid-price, or upper tier, upper price. As a content creator who's not optimizing for profit, I'm going upper tier, upper price, because when my dogs are out there, and my brand is out there on a t-shirt or on a hat or on a mug, I want it to be top quality, you know. So that's the decision I made, was to make sure that, you know, anything that I released is going to be like the hat that I got. It's a Richardson hat. That's a tier 1 hat maker. It's not something, you know, you get off of, you know, AliExpress or Temu or something like that. You know, this is a legitimate hat maker. The mugs, they're coming from, you know, I got that mug in. I was impressed. I was like, this really is a solid mug, and I'm not really a coffee drinker. And so I'll let Simple Girl, you know, I'm watching hers. It's still in production. I don't know if they gave you a date on when that's going to be shipped out. The only thing that bothers me is that, you know, there's nothing that I can do about it, you know, because the prices are going to fluctuate on shipping based on, you know, what's going on around the world with gas prices and everything. You know, it sucks that shipping's not included, but that's just, you know, that's the world we live in. So that's my speech. I'm just sitting here bullshitting with you guys, you know. So what else is going on, Spirit? We got merch. Oh, okay. I'm gonna make a video about this. This is really for Guardian Angel and Irish Cream, but Simple Girl saw a couple other people in here. If I don't mention your names, please don't take it personally. We had somebody come in here last night, and you guys have heard me do a pretty deep dump on, I guess, like mental health issues and stuff like that. You know, we've talked about it. You know, Guardian Angels emailed me back and forth privately and stuff, which is cool. But we had somebody come in here last night, and I don't think Guardian Angel was around. I know Irish Cream had already gone to bed, but they did a dump that I can't say exactly what they were saying. I had to actually pull the live stream and make it private, which kind of sucked, because these live streams are what I'm using for watch time to get to my 3,000 hours. But this person came in and they were talking about, you know, I don't want to be on this planet anymore, et cetera, et cetera. And I think Barbara was in here with me. She emailed me this morning on it. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." You know, I'm like, you know, this person comes in and they dump this right in the middle of the chat. And the problem that I have with that is, number one, this person, I don't know what gender they are. I don't know if they're a man. Well, Hold on, simple girl. I'm going to get to that. I'm glad you. No, there's nothing to be sorry about, Irish. There's nothing to be sorry, and I want to explain why. And I'm going to do a long form video on this so that Irish Cream and Guardian Angel, you will have a link to that video so that you can point people straight to that video. I'm going to make this video. I'm going to tell you what's going to be on it. Number one, that person was having. I don't know who they were. You know, I know Simple Girl well enough. She's emailed me. Irish Cream's emailed me. Guardian Angel's emailed me. I know you all, okay? This person comes in. Are they a man or a woman? I don't know. What country are they from? I don't know. Are they really having problems or are they trolling? I don't know. The thing that bothered me the most was I look at this number on the screen right now, and I'm watching this number, and it's changing. And when I watch that number, I see right now 11 users or 11 viewers who are currently in the channel watching this video. Okay. Well, I don't know. We got 3 people in here chatting: Guardian Angel, Simple Girl, and Irish Cream. What are the other 8 people seeing? What are they hearing? What are they listening to? What's going on in their world? I have to think about everybody. I can't just think about that person who's decided to come in here. And they were nice. Don't get me wrong. They came in here. They're like, man, I come in here to your live stream because I like to watch your dogs because I'm having a really tough day. I'm having a really hard life. And then they just do the deep dive. And I'm like, you know, I've seen that a lot. We've seen that a lot. When I say we, Irish Cream, Simple Girl, Guardian Angel, Edward, we've seen people come in and do this already, where they say, you know, we've had people come in and say, I'm in a lot of pain. I come in here, you know, to spend time with the dogs. Awesome. That's what I'm here for. I see people come in here and say, I just come in here and listen to music, just got off work. Awesome. People come in and say, I just lost my dog and I'm watching you with your dogs. Awesome. I'm having a tough day. I'm having a really, you know, awesome. That's cool. But when you come in here and you go as deep as this person did, that's not cool. That is not cool. You know, and so I just kind of wanted to talk this through, you know, because I am going to make a video about it just to give Irish Cream and, you know, Guardian Angel and Edward and Simple Girl and the people who are here a lot, you know, to say, if you guys need to talk about this, Dave's got a video on the channel. You need to go watch this. And then Irish. Now, Simple Girl said, just edit that out. It's a lose. It's a lose situation right there either way. I edit it out. This person's serious. They go do something. Okay, because they feel like I've come in and I've hammered them. So then all of a sudden, a few days later, you know, it shows up in the newspaper, blah, blah, blah. These are real things that happen in real live streams in real life. You know, I've actually seen these in the past, you know. So I don't edit it out. And then somebody else sees it in the live stream and something negative happens. So it's a lose-lose situation. And again, I don't know if the person's serious. I don't know who they are. I don't know where they're from. I don't know if they're a troll. You know, that's just the nature of live streams. That's the nature of it. So how do we handle it? Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, you know, you kind of, like Simple Girl said, you have to cut your losses. You know, YouTube does not give me any control to, like, you know, click that button and say, oh my gosh, you know, this person is saying XYZ. I need to turn this over to, you know, like a reaction team or anything where, you know, they can step in and no, those controls are not out there for me. You know, Irish Cream and Guardian Angel have the same controls. And Debbie, welcome in, Debbie. You're late for work. But anyways, we won't say anything else about that, Debbie. I love giving Debbie a bad time. We were just talking, Debbie. I think you were in here last night when that person decided to do that deep dump on what was going on in their life. And again, please, I have not said that person's name, and I have privatized this conversation or this video that this person did. I lost 10 hours of watch time on that, which I sorely needed, but not at the expense of somebody's privacy. But what I was talking about, Debbie, was we had somebody come in and just did a deep dump in the live stream last night. And I know, Debbie, I'm just giving you a bad time. You're probably still down getting your driver's license. That's been your go-to for the last month. So I'm going to make a video about that, and that way you guys will have something. Just say, look, if you're having some challenges, go watch this video. Because if anybody, boy, for me, three people. Hey, Moxie. I can't say the words on here, but 3 people who have decided to leave the planet on their own choice, I guess is the best way you could say it. So when somebody comes in here and does a, him, her, them, it could be a troll. I've been on the internet for 30 years. It could be a troll. It could be serious. So what do? You make a video. That's about all you can do. And the video was more or less, please don't come into my chat room, or please don't come into my live stream and do a massive dump like that, because, well, you may be having issues. If your issues are that bad, you shouldn't be here in the first place. You really shouldn't. You should be at the hospital. You should be somewhere with professionals who can help you. A live stream is the last place that you need to be. Even if it's calm and it's relaxing and it's with the dogs and it's everything that we've built and we want this live stream to be. Even though it's that, if you're at that place in your life, you need to be someplace else. I think we can all agree on that. That person needs to be seeking some sort of help above and beyond what a live stream, what a dog can give. Because at the end of the day, it's a dog on another side of the camera. This person said that they were in another country. How am I supposed to help with that? Even if they were in this country, do I really, it's all about the username. I don't know anything beyond the username. I know nothing. You see what I'm saying? I know nothing. So there's really nothing I can do. And I appreciate that this person came in and said, your dogs bring me comfort and all that. Leave it at that. Live streaming, I've been thinking about that the last couple days because, man, I love doing live streaming. I love showing the dogs off. But man, the other night, Denali, we can do that. I get that Irish cream. I'm just thinking about it, of how to handle it in real time as a content creator without it spiraling out of control to keep this channel healthy for everybody is basically why we're having this conversation. Denali almost took me out the other night, man, and it wasn't in a violent way. But when I get up here and I like to show people and be able to give people a sense of the scale of how big Denali is, or be able to sit Spirit down in front of the camera. That's safe. I can sit Spirit down in front of the camera, feed him some treats. We're good. But when I get Denali up and Denali and I are working, and she pops up and she jumps up and she hits me, that's 102 pounds of weight that's coming up and launching at me. And when she comes up and she hits me like that, she almost took me out the other night and threw me back. And I was sitting there thinking about it. I'm like, man, the mods can basically, Simple Girl just brought it up. She's, at the end of the day, you got to go with the lesser of two evils, and you got to silence the chat. You really do. You have to moderate that message out. Just boom, they're done. We want them to get help. We do. I don't want to see anybody take their life, of course. I'd really didn't want to even say that on the chat, but we don't want to see anybody harm themselves, I guess is what you could say. However, we have to look out for the community at large and understand that we don't know. You know, I see concurrent. Here's what I see on the screen right now. I'm looking at it. It says 11 concurrent viewers. That's all I know. I know that Simple Girl's in here. I know Debbie, Guardian Angel, and Irish Cream are in here. Yeah, you know, I'll tell you something. It would be nice, but a lot of people, if you were, I'll do a live stream sometime and I'll show you the back end of what I see, Debbie. Because what I see right now is I see 11 concurrent viewers and I see average view duration is 39 seconds. So what that means is people come in. Now, average view duration of 39 seconds does not take into account how long Debbie, how long Simple Girl, Irish Cream, and Guardian Angel have been sitting in here. You guys have been here for an hour. So your watch time is going to spread across everybody else's. So people come in, they come in, they see the dogs, 15, 20 seconds, and then they bounce. 15, 20 seconds, and then they bounce. So people, when they come into a vertical live stream which is what I do right now, vertical live streams are what I call dopamine live streams. They come in, they get the quick hit. All right, that's a Tibetan Mastiff. That dog looks really cool. I'm on to something else. You know, they're either looking for games, they're looking for whatever. You know, they're in here, they're, you know, doing whatever they're doing on YouTube. No problem, no worry. That's what shows up on my screen. It doesn't tell me who's in here. It doesn't show me data points of each individual user and how long each individual user is sitting in the channel. And that's what bothers me is I don't know each individual user and how long they've been in here. So I have to assume that somebody is in here. I have to assume that somebody is in here who's having a, hey, what's up, Chucky? Who's having a really, you know, deep personal experience at whatever level. And they want to come here and they want to have a cool vibe. And so when somebody comes in and they deep dump like that and say, you know, I'm considering, you know, taking myself off the planet or whatever, I have to think about the group as a whole and take that into account. Simple Girl just helped me kind of figure that out of, you know, we just got to moderate the message right out of the chat. So that's I guess kind of that's pretty much the operating procedure going forward. Is if somebody comes in here as well intentioned as they are, and it was what they said was beautiful. They were like, man, I really feel comforted coming in here, spending time with your dogs. It really helps me out. And then after that is when they went in. It is very short. It's very short. It's you know, without going into my background too deeply, you know, I have a pretty good handle on how long, and you know, it'd amaze you if I told you what I did in the past, because I sit here and ramble on and on, but the average attention span for a person is conditioned to be about 3 to 5 seconds. So you have 3 to 5 seconds to grab a person's attention. With the thumbnail, it's about it's about a half a second, if not less. So when people come into this live stream, they bounce in. You know, I had somebody come in last night and they said, well, we don't come into your live stream very much because, you know, all you have out there is just pictures of your merch. Right. They're right. I do have pictures of my merch up on the live streams all the time. Yeah, exactly. They do that, you know, and that's what YouTube Shorts are for. I'm not knocking it at all, Chucky. They're lurking. Exactly. They're lurking. They're, you know, I mean, before I became a content creator, I would do it, you know. I'm scrolling through shorts. You know, I understand scrolling habits. I understand it from the developer side because of what I used to do. And I understand it from the consumer side because of what I do. You know, no harm, no foul. They want to pop in for 15 seconds. Oh, that looks like a lion. Oh, that's a dog. Hey, that looks cool. Boom, they're gone in 20 seconds. No problem. People are going to do what they're going to do. I have to think about the health of my people. You know, I have to think about the health of the unknown, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I have to think about the health of the unknown. And I have to think about the health of that person who's making that comment as well and say, it's best if we moderate this out. And maybe by moderating this out, well, you may get angry in the long term. You're going to go seek help and get what you need. Because if you're that in that dark of a place in your life right now, the digital presence of dogs on a live stream is not enough to help you. I think that pretty much says it all, huh? I don't know what else to say, man. We started out talking about drones and now we're here, man. Geez, we get into some heavy duty crap. What's up, Chucky? How you doing, buddy? We have a Chucky, we had a Snoopy in here last night. I'm like, man, we must be a legit channel because we got a Simple Girl, we got an Irish Cream, we got a Guardian Angel, we got Debbie who can't get a driver's license. Now we got a Chucky with a horseshoe and a Snoopy. And a Barbara. We got it all, man. We're good. I mean, if this channel didn't get another subscriber, we're cool. We're legit, right? Chucky with a horseshoe. Chucky, I could never even type your name if I tried to, man. Oh, we got Saltwater Cowboy. He's in here too. What's up, bro? How you doing? Good to see you. I'm gonna have to go get this Mastiff in a second. She's going nuts with that pit bull outside. We're doing pretty good, man. We're doing pretty good. I just I needed to go on a little bit of a binge talk with the moderators, just sitting here free riffing and bullshitting because of what happened last night. I don't want to see that happen again. I want people to come in here and have a good time, enjoy the music. You know, sometimes even I come in here to escape. You know, it's been a long week for me too. I won't say it hasn't. You know, got a message today from somebody. You know, they're wanting to help take Shotgun off my hands and provide him with a safe home because you know Denali's got her food aggression going on. That's hard. You know, that's hard to take that phone call because it's positive. It is a positive. I want Shotgun to have a safe home, and he can't have it here because of Denali. But Shotgun and I have been together for 10 years. I got Shotgun in 2016. We've had a long run together. But Shotgun's a 9-pound dog. I'm going down to get screened for cancer tomorrow because I got some stuff going on. I had to take my dad to the emergency room last Sunday. So when somebody comes in and they hit a live stream like that, getting back to that person, you never know what other people have going on. I come in here to these live streams to spend time with you guys and my dogs to sometimes get a little escape too, And this person, they came in with some, that's my responsibility. That's not your guys' responsibility. There's a lot of stuff piled on people. Plus, I wanted to, the positive stress of, getting that merch ready and releasing it so that people, the early channel people who wanted to buy it, they had something to look at. I had a deadline set up for that. So my dad, possible cancer, getting rid of Shotgun, getting the merch ready. That's a lot of stuff that I'm absorbing, and I don't know what's going on with Guardian Angel. I don't know what's going on with Debbie. I don't know what's going on with Chucky, but I want to make sure that when you guys come in here, you have some place that you can just come in and just veg. Listen to music, watch the dogs, do whatever. Listen to me go on about drones. Oh, Chucky, I don't know if you saw the post. Debbie, I think you commented on it. I don't know if Saltwater Cowboy saw the post. There was a dog out there I posted about the other day. I was doing a search and rescue mission on it. I couldn't fly the drone because FAA regulations, but the dog was found. I haven't done a shorts video on that yet. I need to do that because a lot of people were giving some love out on that. But if you guys saw that post and you were thinking about it or had questions on it, the dog was found today. He's alive and well, and he's back with his owner. So that's good news. You're still pitching a fit out there, aren't you? You okay, girl? Come here. Come here, Denali. Come here. But what do you guys say? What do you think about me just turning some music back on and just vegging for a while? I'll put the camera back on spirit here. I need to go answer some messages and get ready for tomorrow. So, how y'all feel about that? We want to get the music moving again. Come here, girl. Come on. I know you're having trouble with that over there. Come here. Come on. That bulldog bothering you? I'm going to go let these guys out, and I'll kick the live stream off about a half an hour. How's that sound, guys? Chucky, I know that you're always popping in late, and then you're back to work. Hope you have a good week, man. It's good to see you. Yeah, he was found, Uncommon Woman. He was found. I forgot. I'm sorry, Uncommon Woman. You're in here. You're such a good supporter. Yeah, I know it. I know it. Everybody was out there on that chat, giving this guy some positive vibes and some love. And, I'd mentioned that a couple times. This guy lost a dog a week ago today. A week ago today, that dog took off, and the dog came back today. So, I mean, that's a heavy load, man. We all know about that. I think everybody in here is an animal lover at some point, at some level, whether it's a cat, a dog. I don't think your fish can escape an aquarium, but, whatever animal you have, I saw some guy out there the other day on YouTube who had a raccoon. I was like, man, that would be kind of cool to have a raccoon. I know they can be pesky little bastards. People have all kinds. Did you guys ever see back during the election, that guy up in New York who had that squirrel? And they ended up coming in and taking that squirrel and putting that squirrel to sleep. You guys remember that? I thought that was a bunch of crap, man. And the story came out and it was legit. The guy wasn't doing nothing wrong. I felt really bad for that guy. I can't remember what the name of that squirrel was. I hope that dude got something from the state on that one, man. And they show up at his home what'd they do? Show up at his home with 7 people with guns for a squirrel? That was crazy, man. All right. I know it did, Simple Girl, huh? Peanut, that's right, Peanut the squirrel. Yeah, you can't forget people like that, man. What they did to that dude was wrong, and that, when a story like that comes out about Peanut, and they put down some other pets that he had too, which I thought was really, you see so many of those stories come out and they hit the internet, and after a while you kind of sit back for a minute and it's like, okay, let's give this story a couple days to play out, because there may be something else here that's going on that TikTok and YouTube hasn't really made us aware of yet, right? And then you come out and you find out the dude's legit. The dude's done nothing wrong. The squirrel's fine. He's applied for an animal permit. He's doing everything right. And then all of a sudden the state of New York, for some damn reason, decides to come in, just take his animal, which he was being responsible with. I remember watching those videos. Oh, thank you. He's doing much better. He's going down to the doctor tomorrow. Thank you for that. That's very sweet of you, Simple Girl. I felt bad for that guy. What did you guys think about that? I mean, they take your squirrel. I don't care if it's a squirrel, a chipmunk. You get attached to animals for whatever reason. I mean, that's tough, man. That's really tough. We got I forgot to tell you guys. If y'all are interested, I'll post a link tomorrow. I'd rather you guys help this organization out than the Tibetan Mastiff Rescue Association is doing their spring merch sale. So if you want to support the Tibetan Mastiff, I'm all in on that. I support them all the time myself. So they got merch, they got hats, they got hats, they got sweatshirts, they got hoodies, they got all kinds of stuff, and of course, the profits are going to support the Tibetan Mastiffs. There was Now I want you to think about this for a minute. We posted pit bulls, right? That's awesome. Peanut butter, that's cool. So this woman I'm talking to last night, she was I think it's called the Illinois 27. They call them the Illinois 27, and then there was a bunch out of Texas. These guys had 27. Okay, you guys see Denali, right? You guys see Denali. Imagine 27. 27 Tibetan Mastiffs this guy had. 27, and he was hoarding them. And I saw the pictures of these Tibetan Mastiffs when they went in and picked them up. And so, you know, the Tibetan Mastiff community as a whole is really good at taking care of its own, so to speak. You know, I got a message from this woman who I work with, who I post the dogs from, you know, the pit bulls and stuff that I posted. She's like, there's a Tibetan Mastiff in LA that's at a shelter. Before I even got that message over to the Tibetan Mastiff community, that Tibetan Mastiff had already been picked up by the rescue and it was gone. So, you know, the Tibetan Mastiff community, I've seen Newfoundlands, Anatolian Shepherds. You know, the large guardian breed communities are usually pretty good at taking care of their dogs. You know, except for the breeds that get a lot of high popularity, like the Kanye Corsos and stuff, they get overwhelmed. But this guy had 27 Tibetan Mastiffs. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this is the first thought that came to my mind. How do you feed that many? I mean, that is really, at that point, you're a Tibetan Mastiff at that point when you have 27, you're not looking at dogs, you're looking at livestock. That's what it's really come down to. And I think Simple Girl, you know, coming from a ranch can understand. 27 Tibetan Mastiffs. Number one, the dude was hoarding them. Number two, they were in horrible shape. Their eyes were matted over. One of them had like, oh my gosh, I can't remember the amount of fur that they shaved off them, which you never want to shave a Tibetan Mastiff, number one, because they got that double coat for a reason. Not to just protect them from the cold, but to protect them from the sun. And they had to shave these dogs. You know, so if any of you ever know of anybody who would be a good Tibetan Mastiff owner, there's always dogs that are available for rescue. There's always dogs available for rescue. If you know somebody who's like, man, you know, I've seen Dave on live stream. I really like that dog. You know, I've got the yard for it. I've got the time. I've got, you know, the patience. Have them get a hold of me. You know, we have good dogs out there, you know, because if I wanted to get a dog from Europe right now, okay, it just because I think the Tibetan Mastiffs that are being raised here in America are great. I just prefer the European dogs. If I wanted to bring in a dog from Europe, it would cost me $10,000 to $11,000. If you want to get a Tibetan Mastiff here in the United States, I had a breeder message me a couple months ago. He's like, you want a Tibetan Mastiff? He goes, I'll give you it for $5,000. I was like, nah, I don't like your dogs. I don't like the face shape. I don't like the muzzle shape. I don't like any of that. Just wasn't my kind of dog. If I'm gonna drop that kind of cash, I'm gonna get the kind of dog that I want. You know, the guy that I've posted videos of, his dog, Kobe, and I posted the puppy videos. If I was to get a dog, I would get it from that guy. That guy is my kind of breeder. I'm saying that for a reason. If you know somebody who would like a Tibetan Mastiff, but they don't have that kind of money to fork out, if they have, you know, the money to pay for the vet bills and etc., there's good Tibetan Mastiffs who are in the rescue program right now that would make they have good temperament. I watch them play. You know, they're good quality dogs. And so if you know somebody who would be interested in that, please have them get a hold of me and I will get them hooked up right away. The dogs, where are they being fostered at? I think they're being fostered in New Jersey. I haven't seen Aloha Kitty around in a while either. I haven't seen Aloha Kitty. I forgot about her. And I was missing Debbie. I was like, Debbie, where you been? It's good to see you back. Tibetan Mastiffs are being fostered in Texas, Tennessee, and I think New Jersey. So I don't know how many Tibetan Mastiffs they have up for adoption right now. Yeah. You didn't get the hat. You didn't get the hat. Don't give me that, Moxie. You're funny. Yeah, if you're, I mean, it's, at the end of the day, it's an animal, and you're going to bond with that animal, but you're making a purchase. And the Tibetan Mastiff, really the Tibetan Mastiff communities, all the dog communities are really heavy on Facebook and Instagram. And, I totally have a great deal of respect for people who want to, yeah, you did, Moxie. That was good. I was going to say, I already saw the orders on the back end, so if you'd ordered one, I would know, and the hat wouldn't even, anyways, there's people who want to keep to the classical lines with, I don't care if it's guppies, I don't care if it's turtles, you're always going to have those people who want to adhere to the structure of, the breed, horses, quarter horses, Arabians, whatever. We have that group in the Tibetan Mastiff who want to try to maintain the classical traits of a Tibetan Mastiff, which I don't know how you do that unless you move to Tibet. But, they're trying to do that. That's great. Those people really, they kind of look down on people who want to expand the breed, like what Zoran is doing. The people from Poland who raised Denali, they're breeding for a certain genetic, and they're breeding for a certain hairstyle. They're breeding for the manes. They did a lot of that in China during the 1990s and the 2000s. And so those dogs made it into Europe, and now Europe's they really solidified the lines, the genetic lines, and there's a lot of difference between what you see in Europe, the Ukraine, and Russia of a Tibetan Mastiff versus what you see in America. Although America is catching up quickly with that Denali type look. But if I was ever to get a dog again, I would definitely go with a dog from Zoran. I posted, I think Simple Girl, didn't you see that picture? That big black dog, Kobe. Maybe I've even still got him on here. I could post him up here. Where's Kobe at? Is he still here? Is that Kobe? I'll post a picture of Kobe real quick. I know I got him on here somewhere. I'll show you guys Kobe. Let's see here. That dog is amazing. I told Zoran, I said, man, I know I got Kobe on here somewhere. There he is. There's Kobe. Is that dog massive or what? Now that is a dog that Zoran. What do you guys think about that? What that is right there is that's 10 years of focused, concentrated breeding, just like they would with horses, cattle, whatever. That is, and if I didn't have spirit, I'm going to take that picture down so I feel like I'm half talking to you guys. If I didn't have spirit, I would bring that dog in. I would have no problem bringing that dog in. Hey, Josephine, sorry I didn't recognize you earlier. If you thought I was ignoring you, I wasn't. I would pay to bring that dog in. 100%. But I got spirit. And when you have a dog like that, that's a uncut, intact male. And you don't, he's already formed his Tibetan Mastiff ways. I think you understand what I mean. He's positioned himself as a male, and you bring him into a house like this, I don't know how he's going to treat spirit, if Denali ever went nuclear on Spirit, Denali would go before Spirit would. I rescued Spirit. You know, the bond with Spirit is that deep. You know, Spirit won't fight back. You know, and that's a hard decision. You know, but that's why I wouldn't bring Kobe in. It would probably cost about $10,000 to $12,000 to bring Kobe in from Serbia. If I ever wanted to pick that dog up, because that's a 160-pound dog that you're looking at there. And so think about this. You guys have seen Denali. That's a 160-pound dog. She's 102 pounds. So imagine that dog at scale, how much bigger he is than Denali. He's a 160-pound dog. That's pretty wild, huh? That thing, you guys look at it, you think he looks like a lion. I look at that thing, I'm like, that thing looks like a tank, man. You know, that thing looks like a tank. Now, I want you guys to picture that. That's a 160-pound dog with all that fluff. My first Mastiff was 180 pounds with no fluff. He had the Tibetan Mastiff coat, but not the coat that Denali has. He was a badass dog. That dog was cool. I miss that dog. So, things have quieted down outside. I'm gonna go let these guys out. I know Simple Girl needs to go to bed. Go to bed, Simple Girl. Chucky's already gone. Anybody else is gonna be here? I'll be back in about half an hour. What do you guys want to listen to? You guys just want to leave it up to DJ choice? So you guys have anything? Celtic, New Age. I save the rock for the weekends. Monster? Who, that dog or me? I don't look like a monster. He looks like a tank, man. Saltwater. We'll see y'all later. I'm gonna go let the dogs out. We'll talk to y'all in a bit. I'll be back in about half an hour. All right, you guys.